Hi guys, how are you doing today? I had an interesting thought after a conversation I had with a colleague of mine, and I'm going to ask a question. I want you all to think about this. Are entrepreneurs creative thinkers? Now, the name of my YouTube channel is called Entrepreneurs and Creative Thinkers, so the conversation is around that idea. I'm going to say yes, entrepreneurs are creative thinkers. I once read a quote that says, an entrepreneur is a person that will jump off a cliff, and on the way down, they will build themselves a plane. I thought it was an ingenious way of putting our creativity as entrepreneurs. We can all agree that entrepreneurs, we take risk. We're all big risk takers, but a creative entrepreneurs don't just take risks. We research. We 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 count the costs. We calculate. We look at the numbers. We figure out if what we're getting involved in is a viable project. Does it make sense? Will we be successful? Do we have a chance of becoming successful at it? Will it be able to help us take care of our families and live out our dream? So entrepreneurs are in that space. Entrepreneurs I consider are smart people. It has nothing to do with your level of education, because I know entrepreneurs who did not go to college and are doing phenomenally well because they have what they call street smarts. They have knowledge that's beyond what you learn in school, because we can all agree that the school system is not 100% perfect. There are things that we are learning in the world that we should have learned in school. So we'll all agree on that idea. Now, let me say another thing to it. I believe the one thing that connects us as entrepreneurs is that we're not afraid to take risk. Entrepreneurs are by all means risk takers. We want to live out our dream. We won't quit if we fail. We'll get up, we'll dust ourselves off, we will go at it and continue at it until we become successful. When we have something stuck in our heart, an idea, we don't let it go that easy. And I'm speaking from experience because I've been around this entrepreneur game for a very long time. A lot of people who know me will know that I've always talked like this. I'm always inspiring and encouraging entrepreneurs um, to push to get their dream come to life. Our success doesn't come from seeing $1 million in the bank account, although that's good. It actually comes from seeing our grand idea or the thing that we're working on come to life and see it being used to make lives better for other people. And so our great satisfaction comes out of that. If the money is going to come with it, no matter what you do, money will follow quality of work. Money will follow a good idea. And so the idea is what entrepreneurs embrace, because we figure out that we have something and maybe the world doesn't understand in the beginning, but we keep pushing at it until we see it come to fruition and come to life. If you're an entrepreneur, there's two questions I think you need to ask yourself. One is, what kind of person are you? It's a self reflection question. It helps you to identify your strengths and your weaknesses, because those things you need to know. If you're weak in the area of sales, you need to figure out how to improve that to become a better salesperson. If you're not good with budgeting and numbers, you might say, something, I'm going to hire somebody who's going to handle the money for me while I focus on going out and meeting the customers and making the sales. Or if I'm a person who's more of a hands-on individual, like, I'm going to stay in the area of production to make sure the quality of the product that's being put out is at the highest standard, or if the work that's being put out is done at the highest quality. You hire a salesperson to go out and sell the product to the customer or sell the service. So you must be at least be strong in one of the other of all the areas that makes up your business. That means you can now say, I'm going to focus here because here's where my strengths are. I'm weak in here, here, and here. I'm going to have somebody, a partner with me, or I want to hire somebody that's going to help me develop that section of the business. And so you're never afraid to step out and do what you know is what you have to do to make it work. One thing that inspires me is when I read stories of people who have overcome. I think every entrepreneur should read it. That's why I like people reading autobiography of successful people, because it tells you the journey they walk and the struggles they went through and the decisions they make that allow them to become successful. So you'll never stop doing it. Someone that goes through struggle and successful, you can appreciate that person. You can appreciate what the journey they have walked. And sometimes what we do, we only see the end product. We only see the accolades and all the stuff that they're now being presented with because of what they have invented or what they've developed. We didn't see the 10 years or the 5 years of struggle and hardship they went through. You didn't see when they're in the lab creating and recreating the idea and the product until it becomes something that they can present to the world. So I think that we should all learn to share our stories. I tend to do that a lot in my workshops and my seminar. Share my journey, share my idea, share my story of where I've come from to where I am today. Some people would consider me successful. I think I still have a long way to go because of all the things I have inside of me that I like to pour out. When I leave this earth, God forbid, and not anytime soon, I must leave empty. Everything what I have in me should be poured out, and people around me should be benefiting from it. They should be able to take the knowledge and the ideas that I've passed on and do well for themselves. So I think it's an idea if we should, as entrepreneurs, should start thinking about how to share your story. It helps to realize that there's no such thing as failure. I like a story I heard years ago from Thomas Edison, the guy who invented the light bulb. For most of you know that. And a reporter asked him how it feels to fail 10,000 times. He said he never failed. He just found 10,000 ways it did not work. And he continued working on his idea for the light bulb until he found a way that worked. So because of him putting his effort into it, today, you and I can enjoy and experience his light bulb in our homes, in our businesses, everywhere we go, on the streets. Light is a part of our life. He didn't even invent electricity. He invented the light bulb. And so never discredit your idea, no matter how simple or small it may seem to you. Focus on the idea of how many lives you can impact and change or make better based on what you're trying to create. If you're a person who's providing service, raise your service to the next level. Lift it. Raise it that people will talk about you. People will say, wow, this guy, I know this guy that does this stuff. I always tell people, never look at how much money people are paying for that service. Focus on how well you can provide the service. Because if you're the number one person in the game, you can set your price. People will pay for that quality, not for the quantity of cheap stuff that's all around. So entrepreneurs, my advice to you today is to share your story. Share it. You can put some of your comments on my Facebook page or on my Facebook page or my YouTube. Let me know what your story is, and and maybe that story with somebody else who's going to be on that in the page will inspire them. Have a great day and continue dreaming.